Hey Canucks fans, Nikita Tryamkin will not be returning to the Vancouver Canucks, whereas Jonah Gadjovich will make his Canucks debut likely in about a week or so. I'm Clay Emo. I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. It's my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Sunday, May the 2nd. This is where you get Canucks insight that's positive and timely. Shout out to my Hall of Fame members, Jens95, simalexander, Justin Credible, nucksfan number 29, Lucas Gates, Chris Seifried, Adam Broomfield, and the Shea Family Channel. Thanks for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You are listed in my video description. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, simply press the join button underneath this or any of my videos or on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Thanks to everyone who joined me for my post-game live stream last night, 10 p.m. As you know, it's kind of like my sweet spot. Really well, went really well. Peaked at over 70 people last night. Grateful that you spent some time with me on your Saturday night. Good time chatting about the Canucks, the future of the team. Touched on all the controversy surrounding the team and one of its players right now. Gonna leave that for now, but it was good to connect with everyone. My next live stream will be tomorrow night. It won't be my post game live stream though. It'll be with ParkersPucks for our Canucks After Dark show Monday night, 10 p.m. on YouTube, as we do every Monday night. And today I'll be appearing with the good guys of the Hockey Podcast. They started 11:15 Pacific, but I'll be joining them at around 12 to talk about the Canucks. So I'm looking forward to that as well. I'll share those links as they become available. Two pieces of news that are important. Number one, Nikita Tryamkin will not be returning to the Vancouver Canucks for this upcoming season. Now, you guys know my feelings on this, and I'm not going to sit here and say, I told you so, but I kind of told you so. Just had a feeling that it wasn't going to happen, as much as people like Rick Dhaliwal and others and Rick Dhaliwal, credit to him, he's been the one that's really been following this story. And basically today, actually I'll read the tweets now if I can find them real quick. Today after we found out that Nikita Tryamkin will not be coming back, and after Dhaliwal has been speaking extensively with Nikita Tryamkin's agent. And let's say this. It says this, 3 tweets. Nikita Tryamkin has signed in the KHL for 2 years. Canucks tried to re-sign him, but the two sides could not agree to terms. After 2 years, Tryamkin is no longer a Vancouver property. So that's very important to note. And it says, Tryamkin agent Todd Diamond said this. I told the Canucks what it would take on both a 1 and 2 year term, and they told me what they could guarantee today, and the gap was just too wide for Nikita. And then lastly, the third tweet of Rick's 3 tweets. More Diamond. Nikita didn't want to wait and be in a situation like last summer where the team didn't act and the KHL club had nearly exhausted its budget. So a few things here. I'm not a Nikita Tryamkin hater. You guys know that. But I've suggested many times in the past that the drama that came around him, and it's not like brutal drama, but there was a bit of drama, or it wasn't smooth sailing. Let's just say it wasn't low maintenance. I'm not sure if it was worth what Tryamkin was going to give us on the ice. Now, on the ice, he's a big body, obviously. He's a good skater for his size, decent offensive instincts, and a decent player. He would cap out, he would max out as a bottom pairing D-man. But a lot of the faults in his game were poor decision making, and not fast decision making, and oftentimes he would not be able to make a good first pass or bring it out of his zone. Rather, he would just fire it up the boards, good or bad, sometimes ice the puck. So a lot of times possession would die on Nikita Tryamkin's stick. So I'm not going to get into a massive dissection of his game, but there were holes in his game that I saw and I witnessed live when I would see him in the arena playing. So when he first left, I didn't think it was a big loss. That was, when he didn't like the city, or didn't like the smell of weed in the city, didn't like how he was being utilized under Willie Desjardins, all fair stuff. But that's when he left the first time. Then when the Canucks were negotiating with him last summer, whether I understand what the agent's saying, maybe the Canucks were kind of slow to offer an actual contract, and maybe when they did, the money. No, actually, I don't think last year even got to a contract offer. It was just negotiations back and forth. Probably likely the same thing: 1-way contract versus 2-way contract. How much money? How much term? 1 or 2 years? And then by that time, Tryamkin and his agent said, "No, we don't want to wait. I want to get guaranteed money in the KHL where I'm comfortable," and that's fine. But then talks started to heat up again in the last 2 months that he might be coming back. And you look at the fact that Jody Benn's gone, that Edler may retire, go somewhere else. The Canucks might not re-sign him. And Travis Hamonick's a UFA. The only guys we had under contract for next year were really Hughes, Schmidt, Myers, and you can pencil in Ulevi, I think. So there is room, certainly, for Tryamkin to play on our bottom pairing. And I've always been saying, as long as it makes sense, I'd be happy to be proven wrong as long as the money makes sense and it doesn't handcuff us. Well, the Canucks know that they only have limited money for next season, and I'm sure they factor that in when they made Nikita Tryamkin's people and his agent and Nikita Tryamkin a contract offer. And Tryamkin has every right to say, no, I'm worth more than that, or I don't want this to drag on for the next few weeks or next months or so. I need to make a commitment. So I get all that. That's a responsible thing to do, to secure your own financial security, I would say. But it was never meant to be. So despite all this talk, maybe it got way closer than I'm giving it credit for. But the two sides didn't meet, whether they went like this or like this, it doesn't matter. And Tryamkin now signed a 2-year contract to play in KHL. And after that contract expires, he is no longer Vancouver Canucks property. So my guess is he doesn't come back to the NHL. If it can't work out with the Canucks, I'm not sure who would bring him. But then again, we have 2 more years to talk about that. Maybe in the summer of 2023, we'll be talking about this once again. So that's the first piece of news. Nikita Tryamkin not returning to the Vancouver Canucks. The second piece of news is Jonah Gadjovich, left winger, ripping it up in Utica this season. He has been called up to the Vancouver Canucks. So he's got a quarantine for a week in Winnipeg, and then he'll be ready to play for the Vancouver Canucks against Winnipeg when they play there on May 10th and May 11th. So again, called up, can quarantine for a week, and then join the team. Whether he plays right away or he has to do 1 or 2 practices, we'll see. But he's having a really, really good year in Utica. 18 points in 19 games. Now, granted, a lot of the normal AHL guys are up on taxi squads, but still, that's really good. 18 points in 19 games, and 15 of those 18 points are goals. Last year, he had 17 points in 38 games. So in half the number of games, he's already surpassed his point total from last season. Big body, 6 feet, over 6 feet, 210 pounds. So someone that you could picture as a bottom 6 player. And what's really cool is with the emergence of Cole Lind, we are looking at the 2017 draft class, and it's looking pretty darn sweet. Elias Pettersson, round 1, 5th overall. Cole Lind, round 2, 33rd overall. Jonah Gadjovich, round 2, 55th overall. Michael DiPietro, round 3, 64th overall. And Jack Rathbone, who we expect to play next season, 95th overall, round 4. So our first 5 picks of the Vancouver Canucks in the 2017 draft may turn out 2 or 3 years down the road potentially to be regulars on this team. Pettersson, Lind, Gadjovich, DiPietro, and Rathbone. Now, it's not a guarantee. Only Pettersson is the regular Canuck right now, but there's potential to mine 5 players out of that draft class, which is pretty good. Usually you want to hit on 1 for sure, and 2 makes it a successful draft class. If the Canucks have 5 of these guys playing 2 or 3 years from now, wow, that could be arguably the best draft class overall when it comes to number of players in team history. But we'll wait to save the superlatives and the descriptions and the exaggerations for another day. The most important news is Jonah Gadjovich being called up to the big club and likely will make his debut in the last 2 weeks of the season. So that's exciting to see. Okay, Canucks fans, let me know what you think about Nikita Tryamkin and or Jonah Gadjovich. Leave a comment below. I'd love to read, react, and reply as always. Subscribe if you like to. Like this video if you like to. Become a member of this channel if you'd like to. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Have a great Sunday. God bless, and go Canucks go.